There were only 2 Hindu gentlemen in the village, and still the Mohammedans received us and arranged for our kirtan and prasadam distribution.
Very nice.
We felt it was Nityananda's grace.
Yes.
First we were afraid. Haridas Brahmachari told me, oh, these are Mohammedans, they'll not help us in any way, nor will they accept prasadam. But
No,
then I said, let us
everybody
go.
will help us. Maybe, in that way sometimes Hindus are also against. It is not the Mohammedan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, even the Hindus were against his movement, the Brahmins. They complained to the Kaji that this is not Hindu movement, you see, the Sankirtan movement. Therefore Kaji had to take steps to stop the Sankirtan movement. So Kaji took step on the ground of complaint by the Hindus.
It's similar to what happened in Bombay.
Huh?
It's similar to what
Yes,
happened in Bombay.
the Hindus, they wanted to break our temple, and they broke part of it. You do not know? Oh, how is that? That was a great agitation. By the instruction of the municipality, being bribed by the other part. You have not heard that we had so much. How is that? It was very well.
In our exhibition booth, we have pull up articles about it. In the exhibition, Bombay has exhibited the matter.
Hare Krishna. There is a fisherman. So, in the evening, that is still in India, in the evening we can ask shelter from any householder's house, they will give you shelter. So he came in the evening, sir, I want to pass night in your home. All right, you are welcome. So, fishing basket, and then you keep this here, outside, and you sleep inside. So, whole day, he was restless. Then, whole night, he could not sleep. Then, the master said, you are not sleeping? No, sir. Why? No, because my baskets are kept outside. So, what is the basket? Unless I smell, I cannot sleep. So these Americans, unless they smell about machine, they cannot sleep. Habit is the second nature. For ordinary master work, they'll bring so many machines. I've seen, Karandar was doing. At least that machine must come. So, making hole. That machine is compulsory.
Recently, Prabhupada, I saw one machine for rubbing the nails, sir. It's a battery operated machine.
For cleansing.
Yes.
So many.
And for nail rubbing also.
Yes. For massaging.
Yes.
And for brushing the teeth, you just hold the toothbrush and the machine makes it go up and down.
Yes.
Some scientists, they want to make all the different body parts. They want to give artificial arm, then artificial feet, and they're spending all kinds of money and time making these complicated machinery to do the same thing that the body is doing. And their ultimate goal, the scientists were stating, their ultimate goal was to make a complete human body so that the person never has to die, but he can always change his body just before it breaks.
The maker of that machine will die.
Yeah.
He cannot save himself.
Yes.
He can make a machine which will not die, but he will die. Is that all right?
Yes.
How much perfect he is, that you can consider. That he is making something perfect which will not die, but he will die. So he is imperfect. So how his machine is perfect? This is common argument. He is imperfect, but he cannot make such machine that he will not die.
They say in the future they will be.
That is kicking on their face. That is the only loophole on which you can kick on their face. You see? They are making machine perfect, but they cannot make themselves perfect. Why don't you ask, why don't you make a machine that will not die? Your machine will not die, I accept. You are so perfect. But why you will die? Huh? Why you will die? What is their answer?
They say that they'll get to a point where when each cause of their death, maybe say a bad heart, then they can get an artificial heart.
All right, you can get everything, we'll do it. But why don't you do it for yourself, that you will not die?
That's all right. I'm working for posterity so that people who come...
What posterity? You cannot take help from your machine. What posterity will take? It is nonsense. You are starving and you want to speak that I will distribute prasadam. What is this nonsense? You are starving and you are proud of distributing food to others. Is that very good reasonable proposal? First of all, you stop your starvation. Then you can say, now I have stopped my starvation, I will distribute food to the hungry man.
All the scientists and leaders are all like that. They don't have the vaguest idea. They don't have the vaguest idea.
We call them rascals and fools. They may advertise themselves as scientists, but we take them as rascals and fools.
Some of them so much want to be God, they're thinking they're going to create life and make bodies and this and that.
The only question is that first of all, keep your life. Then you create another life. The life in you is already there. Now keep it, protect it. By some machine or by some chemical. Then you talk all this nonsense. What do you think, Vishnujan Maharaj?
At the fairs in the United States, they have exhibits of what the scientists are doing. And one scientist has actually invented a machine, costs $100,000. And this machine can take the head of a man from his body and keep the brain cells still going. And they expect that this machine, they haven't done it to anyone because no one will do it.
That expectation is always there. Any fool can expect anything. That is another.
But they've done it with goat head. And
We are concerned what you are doing now. That's all. We are not for expectation, future hope. We do not believe in that. Trust no future, however pleasant. It may be pleasant to you, but we don't believe it. You rascals, you can feel. But history shows that after death, no brain works. So we take this simple conclusion that this brain is useless. So am I right or wrong?
You're right.
So now you are very critical, you can say. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Thank you. Yes, Swarup Damodar asked the scientist that you are beginning life from chemicals. Suppose I give you chemicals, can you make life? That I cannot say. This is their proposal.
Yeah.
This is all rascals. And they're wasting public money and making other fools. They're going to the Chandralok and this lok, Belas, simply wasting time. This remark I gave in the newspaper. Sometimes in San Francisco.
They asked about the moon.
Yeah. It is simply waste of time and energy, that's all. And in 1968 I wrote that Easy Journey, and this is all childish.
Sputniks.
Yes. Have you read that?
Yes.
Yes.
It's very nice.
So we can boldly say on the strength of Vedic literature. All these attempts are childish, and those who are attempting, they are all fools and rascals. That's all. Now they are silent about moon expedition. They're trying to go to Venus. What happened to moon planet?
Right.
Another diversion.
Just wasting money and time.
Another diversion attention,
Yeah.
so that they can exploit public money in that way.
Yeah.
And the public is also fooled that they believe all this nonsense.
In the United States, Prabhupada, the rocks that they brought back from the moon are being displayed in all the different cities. They have little small pieces of the rocks in the moon, and people stand in long lines
Just see
to come and see these little pieces
how much
of rocks.
rascal you are.
And they have guards all around the little rocks
Gods?
with guns, with guards with guns
So
around the
nobody
rocks, so
will
no
steal
one
their
will
deity.
steal.
Oh.
That is their deity they're worshipping.
They don't pray
And they have guards.
God who has made all of this, but God they talk only.
Now, that one, I would say, rogue thief came to a bank manager somewhere in Western country, and he brought some lotions. So he said that I shall mix up this lotion, immediately the whole bank will be blown up. So he became afraid, because the scientists do that. So he give me check immediately, 200 million something. Otherwise I'll mix it. So he gave him the check, and he thought that it is time bomb. If you call police or arrest me within this time, then it will burn up. So in this way he took away the check, and after sometimes he phoned to the police, this is the situation, come and help us. Here is a time bomb on my table. The police came, they also took it very carefully. The chemical laboratory and the chemical lab, they are also afraid. Then they saw it is glycerin. That's such fools are there. You see. It is simply exploiting the innocent public of their money, hard-earned money. That's it. And if you go to such foundation that give us some money for spreading Krishna consciousness, printing this book, no, we are not interested in religion. We are for scientific improvement, glycerin.
Rational. They think they're very rational.
Yes, rational, a dog is also rational. But a dog is dog, a man is man. Dog, if a dog is called hat, is not rational, he stop immediately.
Yeah.
Is not rational. That is rational.
Yeah.
One who has got reason, no, this man wants to check me. So he stops. For eating, he has rational. What is he is eatable? Dog does not like preparation made with too much ghee. They like meat, rotten meat, dried bones. There is rational. This is my food.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, similarly, hog also. He likes to eat stool than halwa. He has got rationality.
Yeah.
As he will not eat stool, he will like halwa. He has got rationality. Then if hog has got rationality, he will not eat halwa, he will eat stool. So where is the want of rationality? Why don't you eat stool? That is rationality.
Yes.
Simply he does not eat halwa. So what is the difference between you in the matter of rationality? You deny something, he denies something. What is the want of rationality?
Bhavananda has said that in his previous life he had a pet pig, and he used to offer the pig sweet. But the pig would take the sweet, and when he did not eat it, he would roll it in dirt. And when it is filled with dirt, then only he would eat.
That's it.
It tasted so bad, he had said something tastes good around it so he could get it down.
It is not for the hog, but a human being. I had a friend, if you give him Rasagolla, he will want little salt. Rasagolla with little salt he will eat. Without salt he cannot eat. And my father, he was at the last stage of his stay, some rice mixed with milk. While eating that, he will take a little curry also. So it is a taste.
Paramahansa and Prabhupada were preaching in Siam, Thailand. And there they would offer the people rasgulla, but they would put soy sauce on it.
Huh?
They would put this bitter sauce on it. Then only they would.
In Burma, my Guru Maharaj opened a branch. So when they were frying puri, the nice ghee, all the tenants say, oh, what were? They cannot tolerate. But in Burma there is a preparation which is called nafi. The nafi means that a big jar will be kept on the door, and whatever animals, insects, cockroaches will die, they will put in that. And during rainy season it will be filled with water and it will be kept for years. Then this bad smell was so terrible that if somebody would open the lid, it will immediately create very bad smell. So after some years, they will strain the water and keep in bottle. And when there is festival, they will supply in small. That is called nav. And they will take it very pleasant. And when you are frying ghee, oh, what you are doing this? Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur says that Nana Joni Brahman Kare Kadarja Bhokhan Kare Tar Janma Adhoppate Jaya Karmakanda Gyanakanda Sakali Bishere Bhanda Amrita Boliya Jeva Khai. Karmakanda, there are three kandas, Karmakanda, Gyanakanda and Upasana Kanda. So, Upasana Kanda is bhakti. So, instead of accepting this Upasana Kanda, worshipping the Supreme, Sarvadan Mahan Purushadeva, if one takes to the other processes, Karma Kanda, Gana Kanda, they are Bishera Bhanda, they are all poison pots. The result is, if they take to that path, then there this transmigration of the soul will continue and they will have to eat all nasty things. Because this time you may be human being and next time you may be hog. Huh? So this is Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Sakali Bishera Bhanda. They are all poison pots. Simply Bhakti Kanda we have to take. Otherwise our life is a risk. The Jnana Kanda is also not safe because the ultimate goal of Jnana Kanda is to merge into Brahma. But there they cannot stay because in Brahma simply it is eternal life, eternity. But there is no Ananda. But we are seeking Ananda. In the Brahma, suppose if you ask that you will eternally live in this land, will you like that? Huh? You will never die, you will live eternally, but nobody will come here. Nobody will talk with you. Will you like that? So the Brahma realization is like that. Every living entity, he wants Ananda. Ananda means that we are walking together, talking together. This is Ananda. If I would have walked alone, it would have been no Ananda. Huh? I do not like. Nobody likes. So Ananda means there must be entourage. Therefore Ananda is with Krishna. When you play with Krishna, you dance with Krishna, talk with Krishna, serve Krishna, take care of Krishna, then there is Ananda. And simply to become one with the Brahma, then you will have to fall down again. Therefore Jnana Kanda is not perfect. And Karma Kanda is you can migrate from one body to another or one planet to another. You will be Brahmanda Bhrumite, you have to wander. And Jnana Kanda means you merge, and that is also intolerable. Unless you come to Bhakti Kanda, there is no question of real life and bliss. That is the conclusion. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Sakali Vishara Bhanda, Amrita Boliya Jeva Khaya, Nana Jani Brahman Kare, Kadarja Bhakhan Kare. Kadarja, this is Kadarja. So many nice food. Yes, before this movement, in Europe and America, they are eating all these kadarjas. So many type of kadarjas. Their food is only to boil the meat, and when it is boiled, mix with little salt and black pepper and take. Is it not?
Yeah.
And after eating meat, then 700 years old loaf, cut it and add it with little butter, and then take wine. Kadarja Bhakhan. Now they are eating Rasagulla. Am I right or not?
I didn't hear it said.
Huh?
Now they're eating.
Explain that.
Previously they're only eating meat, now they're taking rasgulla.
Oh, yeah.
In every life, there is an avaronitika shakti. You will feel that I am very well situated. Even in the hog's life. That is Maya. Similarly, even if you are thinking now you have got human body, you are well situated than the hog. That is also mistake. That is also mistake. I am European, American, I have got so comfortable. Everything is wrong. Because you have to transmigrate, you do not know what is the next life. So what is the meaning of this well situated? And that is a mistake, that is Maya. You are not sure that you will continue this life, you will have to die, you have to accept. So this is Maya. Somebody well situated is thinking, oh, I haven't got to do anything with Krishna consciousness, I am well situated. I am Europeans and Americans should come and they will dance here with the chanting Jai Satchidananda. So that is being done.
That is me. The mercy of Prabhupada Maharaj, everything was written.
So when they chant and dance, I simply remember Bhaktivinoda. That's all. I pray to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, now they have come to your shelter, give them protection. That's all. What can I do more? I cannot do anything more.
For Bhakti Marg.
Yeah,
And ours is also
Vaishnava.
Bhakti Marg.
They are Vaishnava.
Then what is the difference, sir, in our philosophy and...
No, that is not different, that is variety. That they worship Balakrishna and we worship Kishore Krishna. We worship Balakrishnas. Gaudiya Vaishnava, they worship all kinds of pastimes of Krishna. But they specially station Balakrishna, child Krishna. That is spiritual variety. There is no difference, there is not difference. Chit Vaicitra, the exact name is Chit Vaicitra. Chit means spiritual, Vaicitra means varieties.
When Lord Chaitanya came, he made the worship of Radha and Krishna very prominent. The Vaishnavas before...
No, all other Vaishnavas also. But this Vaishnava party, they stress on Balakrishna, Gopal. We have got our Gopal. Madhavendra Puri installed that Gopal. That Gopal is now worshipped Nathodhara by the Burla Sampradaya. And that is Gaudiya Vaishnava deity. It is admitted in the court. They do not know that there is transmigration of the soul, and this constant change of body is not very good. They do not know this. Neither they do know that there is change of body.
Yes.
Neither they feel that the constant change of body is not very good, if there is any remedy. These rascals, they do not find the final remedy. They are busy with the temporary problems. The real problems, they set aside. Being bewildered by the three gunas, sattva, raja, tama guna, they do not know the ultimate goal is Krishna. They do not know it. That is stated in Bhagavad Gita.
Body when it's old and wears out. And yet they're spending all their
No, he
energy.
desires, he creates his body, just like sometimes the Mohammedans, they think the tiger is the best life. Sher hai. Sher. वो शेर है, माने to become a tiger is the perfection. To become sher. Krishna is within the heart, all right, I'll give you a chance. But when he becomes sher, he does not eat for months. You will never find a stray very fatty because he cannot eat. Every animal knows there is a tiger, they have heard. By chance he can hunt over.
The pharaoh.
When he is,
The pharaoh bird.
Yes.
He'll call.
This is his position. He wanted to become a sher, all right, he become a sher. Jump over some animal and immediately suck his blood. All facilities, the nails, the teeth given, but is he happy? But everyone thinking that if I could become like this, I would have been happy. So Krishna gives all chance, all right, you become this. This is transformation. This is transformation. We are thinking something like that, and Krishna is giving us chance, all right, you take this chance, you become like this. Jejathavang prapadante. But it will not make you happy. Therefore ultimately it says, sarvadharma, you give up all this rascal now. What I speak, you can accept. That is your dharma. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam. That will be beneficial for you. The most confidential in this time. There is that story that one old woman, she was suffering and she had to collect woods from the forest and sell in the market. So one day, and she was praying to Krishna, or God, that kindly help me, I am in very poverty stricken. So one day she was carrying that load of fuel, it fell down. So nobody was there to help me. So she began to cry, who will help me? So she began to pray to God, kindly help me. And God came. What do you want? Oh, who are you, sir? I am God. Kindly help me to take this burden on my head. Burden. Yes. All right. From God she is asking, please help me to get this burden on my head. Yes. So everyone is going. Let my family be very happy. My son be married, let him be passed, may make examination. But it is the same thing. Give me the burden on my head. This is the prayer. Mudha. Namang prapadante mudha. The life was meant for understanding Krishna and worship him. And he is asking, give me the burden on my head. Therefore mudha, rascal, fool. He is asking something which will never make him happy, even by merging into the effulgence, Brahma effulgence. It will never make him happy. But he doesn't know, therefore he is mudha. Rascal.
That's a very clear example.
Yes.
Very clear.
Yes. Everyone is asking, please help me to get this burden on my head. Everyone is asking. So mantra means asking nothing from Krishna, but only praying, please engage me in your service. This is Hare Krishna. Now let him engage whatever service he likes. I don't dictate. That give me this service. That is also sense gratification. As soon as I will say that engage me in this type of service, that is also sense gratification. When one surrenders fully, they engage me in your service in whatever way we like. That is pure devotion. You cannot dictate Krishna. Because he wants Sarvadharman first of all surrender, then I will give you. I will allot what kind of service you can do. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam aham tvasar. But if I dictate, then Krishna will be, all right, you take this. Then he will again become unhappy. Don't dictate Krishna. Be dictated. That is happy. That everyone is dictating. Please give me this, give me that, give me that, give me this. Why should you dictate Krishna? As soon as I dictate, that is my sense gratification. That is not pure devotion. Anna vilasita sunnam. Anna vilasita sunnam. Make zero all your desires. It doesn't matter this desire or that desire, any kind of desire. Whatever you desire, that is material. Anna vilasita sunnam. That is pure devotion.
That takes practice.
Huh?
It takes practice to stop desiring for oneself.
Yes. And
You have to
therefore,
practice.
that practice is that you should simply desire what your spiritual master says. Don't desire yourself. Just saprasadat bhagavad prasad. If you fulfill the desires of your spiritual master, then Krishna will be pleased. Because he is the representative, the immediate representative boss. If you satisfy him, the master, supreme master is also satisfied. If he gives report, this clerk is doing nice, that is sufficient. Just saprasadat bhagavad prasad. This is injunction.
Human life was no advantage, only because you have come, now it can be advantage.
Huh?
Human life is no special advantage, only if you come, the spiritual master comes, then it can be some advantage.
Yes. Therefore, Vedic injunction is Gurumaiva Vigache. You must go to Brahma if you want to make your life perfect. There is no question whether I shall go or not. You must. That is the beginning of human life. And there is animal life. He has no spiritual master. He is not going to obey anyone. He is working in his own whims. That is animal life. A real life here begins. Tat vijnanatham sa gurumeva abhigache samitpani sutriyam brahmanishtam. This is Vedic injunction. You cannot do anything without abiding the orders of spiritual master. That is surrender. How nice water. And there are many thousands you will find. And we are thinking, if I go away, who will feed my son, who will feed my daughter? And never think that if so many animals are fed by the Supreme, Eko jo bahunam vidadhati kama, he is supplying all the necessity. Why not for me or for my other children? It is Maya. The one thinks that without me, that Gandhi was thinking, unless he was skilled, he was always thinking, without me, India will be spoiled. India will be spoiled. It was spoiled, therefore he wanted Swaraj, and after that it is also spoiled. See, India's karma will have to suffer. Either Gandhi is there or not there. Prakriti, everything is being done by the material nature. Prakriti krimanani guni, dictated by different modes of nature. Ahankara vigunat kartahamiti mannate. The rascal being bewildered, he is thinking, without me everything will spoil. Without me. I am the director, So, I requested Gandhi, now you come out of this turmoil, politics, just preach Bhagavad Gita. No, he will be killed, that's all. This is the way going on. Even a Gandhi commits mistake. What to speak of others? What is the effect of the Sara? The effect of Sara is that people are starving. That's all. At least British government would not allow it like this. That's a fact. That godless, they must be like that. Gandhi was a student of Bhagavad Gita, never taught about Krishna. This is his knowledge of Bhagavad Gita without Krishna.
They want the material after killing the source. After killing the cows, they want milk.
Gandhi was approached by the Hindus, and you are doing so much for the Muhammad and so obedient, so why don't you stop this cow killing? How can I interfere with their religious? You see,
This is the
cow killing is religion. And he was such a fool that if somebody says that cutting the throat of others is my religion, he would allow. Yes, you can do that.
The third greatest cause of accidental death in the world
Is intoxication.
it is
Yes, this drunkard, especially the drunkard, they collide.
I think that's the second. But this one is the choking on meat at dinner table and dying, suffocating. It's very widespread.
What is
And
that?
in restaurants, while they're eating meat, they get so into eating, they want to swallow to eat the next piece. So they, before chewing enough, they have a big lump of meat in their mouth and they swallow and they choke. They get caught. So in many big restaurants, they have these fancy forks like this. That if somebody's choking, they go to the table, very nice waiter, and he sticks the thing down his throat and pulls out the meat. Then the person can continue eating. But it's a very high cause of death in the world. They choke on meat.
That's
Because
like
their
dog.
teeth
A
are not
dog is to
made.
give meat. Like dog. Yes?
But dog doesn't choke so much. Well, sometimes they choke.
Dog is a natural animal.
He has teeth for meat.
Yeah.
The human being, they don't have so much teeth
No.
for meat, so they're trying to eat and then they choke.
This movement is all embracing, all problems. People should carefully study and take it. Then they will be happy. Otherwise, all plans are nonsense. The scientists, the philosophers, all rascals. Maya aprita jnana. They appear to be very learned, but Maya has killed them already. They have no knowledge. Maya aprita jnana. Just see. Why? Asuri bhava. Life is created by God, they will not accept. Life is created from dirt. That's it. Maya aprita jnana. Where is the instance that you create life by chemicals? That we shall see in the future. Kick him immediately on his face with boot. Rascal. Will you accept any check? It will be paid in future. Will you accept? So why shall I accept this rascal's theory? If somebody gives me check $1 million, payable 300 years after, shall I be inclined to accept such check? So why these fools accepting this post-dated check?
Well, but they say they've already done so much. The
What you have
scientists
done?
will
What you
say.
have done? Why people are studying? What you have done?
But they'll say we've created so much machineries and gone to the
You
moon.
cannot eat machine. You produce. You produce rice, wheat in the machine. What you have done?
At least
You have simply misled the people that instead of tilling the ground, they have come to machine and there is no food. You have done this.
Yes.
You have on the false plea that will give you 500 rupees salary, you come in the city and be engaged. Oh, he saw. I simply produce my food. If I get 500 rupees, then I'll go to cinema, I'll have good dress. Now, there is no food even. You have done this. That's all. What is the benefit of this machine? The machine benefit is that We are purchasing, when there was no so much machine in our childhood, 3 rupees 4 anna per month, first class rice. Now we are purchasing 1 kg. So if one is rascal, they will be misled by that. Otherwise any sane man will not accept. They say that we have done so much. What you have done? We have done this. That is in India. The effect of machine and factory is that there is no rice, no.
Help, they are mixing stone in the rice.
That's it. That you cannot get, they have done so much. But India is not meant for machine. These rascals, they do not know. India's culture is plain living, high thinking. You require some food, produce food, and take it and chant Hare Krishna. But they will not accept. Oh, this is primitive. Nowadays we must have this motor car, motor tire.
Farmer says that a job of 300 rupees and runs away to city. He will not work in the field.
Yeah.
There will be no food.
Yes. Because they require. The cow is being killed, and that's all. That is sufficient food for them. And let the farmers work for me, for bolts and nuts and motor tire. We make huge profit. You are making profit, but others.
What is the use of that profit, Prabhupada Maharaj, when they don't get even for eating? No clothing, no eating. Only profit, what profit will be beneficial?
They don't care for others, but they are having wine and woman.
By his Yoga Maya, Krishna, appearing with his elder brother Balaram as the most illustrious son in the dynasty of the Satvatas, very submissively and respectfully addressed Vasudeva and Devaki, "My dear father and mother, although you have always been very anxious for the protection of our lives, you could not enjoy the pleasure of having us as your babies, as your growing boys, and as your adolescent youths." Krishna indirectly praised the fatherhood of Nanda Maharaj and motherhood of Jashoda as most glorious because although he and Balaram were not their born sons, Nanda and Jashoda actually enjoyed their childhood pastimes. By nature's own arrangement, the childhood of the embodied living being is enjoyed by the parents.
Even in the animal kingdom, the parents are found to be affectionate to the cubs. Being captivated by the activities of their children, they take much care of their well-being. As for Vasudeva and Devaki, they were always very anxious for the protection of their sons, Krishna and Balaram. That is why Krishna, after his appearance, was immediately transferred to another's house. Balaram was also transferred from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. Vasudeva and Devaki were full of anxieties for Krishna's and Balaram's protection, and they could not enjoy their childhood pastimes.
Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, never goes even a step out of Vrindavan. He always remains there. The explanation of expert devotees is that Krishna was actually not absent from Vrindavan. He came back with Nanda Maharaj as promised. When he was going to Mathura on the chariot driven by Akrura, and the gopis were practically blocking the way, Krishna assured them that he was coming back just after finishing his business in Mathura. He told them not to be overwhelmed, and in this way he pacified them. But when he did not come back with Nanda Maharaj, it appeared that he either cheated them or could not keep his promise. Expert devotees, however, have decided that Krishna was neither a cheater nor a breaker of promises. Krishna, in his original identity, returned with Nanda Maharaj and stayed with the gopis and Mother Yasoda in his Bhava expansion. Krishna and Balaram remained in Mathura, not in their original forms, but in their expansions as Vasudev and Sankarshan. The real Krishna and Balaram were in Vrindavan in their Bhava manifestation, whereas in Mathura they appeared in the Prabhava and Vaibhava expansions. This is the expert opinion of advanced devotees of Krishna. But when Nanda Maharaj was preparing to return to Vrindavan, there was discussion among him, Krishna and Balaram, as to how the boys could live in separation from Nanda. The conclusion to separate was reached by mutual agreement. Vasudeva and Devaki happened to be Krishna and Balaram's real parents. They wanted to keep them now because of the death of Kamsa. Sending Uddhava to Vrindavan with a message to the residents of Vrindavan to pacify them was Krishna's special favor to Uddhava. Lord Krishna's name is Hari, which means one who takes away all the distress from the surrendered souls. Lord Chaitanya states that there cannot be at any time a worship as exalted as that realized by the gopis. Being very anxious about the gopis' grief, Krishna talked with Uddhava and politely requested him to go to Vrindavan. Shaking Uddhava's hand with his own hands, he said, "My dear gentle friend Uddhava, please go immediately to Vrindavan and try to pacify my father and mother, Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda Devi and the gopis. They are very much grief-stricken, as if suffering from great ailments. Go and give them a message. I hope their ailments will be partially relieved. The gopis are always absorbed in thoughts of me. They have dedicated body, desire, life and soul to me. I am anxious not only for the gopis, but for anyone who sacrifices society, friendship, love, and personal comforts for me. It is my duty to protect such exalted devotees. The gopis are the most dear. They are always thinking of me in such a way that they remain overwhelmed, almost dead in anxiety due to separation from me. They are keeping alive simply by thinking that I am returning to them very soon." Requested by Lord Krishna, Uddhava immediately left on his chariot and carried the message to Gokula. We remember how he saved us from the forest fire, how he saved us from the great snake Kaliya in the Yamuna, how he saved us from so many other demons, and we simply think how much we are obliged to him for giving us protection in so many dangerous situations. My dear Uddhava, when we think of Krishna's beautiful face and eyes and his different activities here in Vrindavan, we become so overwhelmed that all our activities cease. We simply think of Krishna, how he used to smile and how he looked upon us. When we go to the banks of the Yamuna and other lakes of Vrindavan, or near Govardhan Hill or the pasturing field, we see that the impressions of Krishna's footprints are still on the surface of the earth. We remember him playing in those places because he was constantly visiting them.
Therefore Mahabharata text that this Krishna Lila is Maya. They are surprised how God can be affectionate like this. He is nirbhika, without any attachment. They cannot understand this. Because he's playing exactly like human being. They think, he's human being, Maya. Maya, this is like Maya.
When his appearance within our minds becomes manifest, we immediately become absorbed in thought of him. We think, therefore, that Krishna and Balaram may be chief demigods in heaven, who have appeared before us like ordinary boys in order to execute particular duties on earth. It was also foretold by Gagamuni when making Krishna's horoscope. If Krishna were not a great personality, how could he have killed Kamsa, who possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants? Besides Kamsa, there were very strong wrestlers, as well as the giant elephant, Kuvalyapida. All these animals and demons were killed by him, just as a lion kills an ordinary animal. How wonderful it is that Krishna took in one hand the big heavy bow made of 3 joined palm trees and broke it very quickly. How wonderful it is that continually for 7 days he held up Govardhan Hill in one hand. How wonderful it is that he has killed all the demons like Prambasura, Venukasura, Arishtasura.
Radha Krishna paite nahi virakari dharani tai pae dhanani tai bine bhai Radha Krishna paite nahi virakari dharani tai pae ব্যাকুলে যাই না বলিল মুখে যাই না বলিল মুখে মজি সংসার সুখে কুলে করিবে যাই না বলিল মুখে মজি সংসার সুখে করিবে নিতাই পাদ কমল কোটি চন্দ্র সুশীতল নিতাই পাদ কমল কোটি চন্দ্র সুশীতল ये छाए जगत राय ये छाए जगत राय अनिताई बिने भाई राधा कृष्ण पैत नहीं तीर करी धर निताय पाए निताय पाद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल अहंकारे मत हैया निताय पद पासनिया अहंकारे मत हैया निताई पद पासनिया असत्य रे सत्य करी मानी अहंकारे मत हैया निताई पद पासरिया असत्य रे सत्य करी मानी निताई करुणा हबे निताई करुणा हबे ब्रजे राधा कृष्ण पावे धर निताई चरण निताई वीर करुणा हबे ब्रजे राधा कृष्ण पावे धर निताई चरण निताई पाद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल निताई पाद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल ये छाए जगत राय छाए जग निताई बिने भाई राधा कृष्ण पैत नहीं तीर करी धर निताई आए.
In English about Gita or this and that, but they cannot explain. They have not even an inkling.
No, how they can explain?
They don't have an inkling.
They cannot touch even Bhagavad Gita. They have no qualification.
They have no understanding.
They are speaking of Bhagavad Gita is artificial.
Yes.
They cannot speak because the real qualification, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Bhaktosi, one must be devotee, then he can touch what is Bhagavad Gita.
Even in Mayapur, when we went to visit that time Sridhar Swami's ashram, and he spoke something in English, and some other man spoke in English, they cannot explain like you should. You are the only one that when you speak this knowledge, it becomes immediately enters into the ear and into the heart, and then it is realized.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vishaka, you think also like that?
Without a doubt.
हम शिमले गए, हम तो टाउन में ऐसे थोड़ा घूम रहे थे, तो वहाँ थोड़ी थक गए तो रेस्ट करने लग गए। मैं और ब्रह्मानंद स्वामी हम दो ही तो थे, बस फिर थोड़ा लेक्चर शुरू हो गया। बैठे तो कहने लगे कौन है सन्यासी महाराज है, ये है वो, बस बातें चलती चलती किसके फॉलोवर हैं, ये ऐसी भक्ति विधान स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी की है, बस कहाँ ये क्या भक्ति है। अभी मिनटों के अंदर इतना जंग वहाँ खड़ा इकट्ठा हो गया कि बस देख लो, अपनी अपना बात तो कर रहे थे, लेकिन उन सब के दांत ऐसे परमानंद स्वामी जी ने ऐसे इकट्ठे कर दिए, सब वो इस तरह प्लीज़ रिक्वेस्ट सॉरी ये वो करने लगे कि हमने जो आपके सामने कुछ भी कहा हम नॉलेज नहीं रखते, हमको क्षमा करना, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि आप हमारे इस यहाँ आकर प्रोग्राम दीजिए। हमारे पास तो टाइम ही नहीं था, हम एक दिन तो रहे हैं वहाँ, लेकिन वो इतने इच्छुक थे कि भी हमारे यहाँ ज़रूर प्रोग्राम रखिए, हमको जो आपने नॉलेज पाई है हम भी चाहते हैं कि भी हम भी उसको ग्रहण करें और हमारे बच्चे हमारे ये शिमला लोग सब उसको प्राप्त कर सकें। यहाँ तक अपने अंकल है मेरे वहाँ, उनको कह कर आई हूँ कि वहाँ एक चर्च है बिल्कुल टॉप के ऊपर। मैंने बोला कहीं कोई लेने वाला ना हो तो उसकी बातचीत करके रखना, हम फिर बात करेंगे आपके साथ। तो उनको कह कर ही आए हैं, बस कभी वो चर्च मिल जाए तो बस।
We can tell that you are the only one who is speaking the real knowledge because you have created disciples that follow that knowledge, that follow the injunctions of the Shastras. The others could not do that. When I visited Rishikesh, they did not want to allow me to sleep in the ashrams. You have to get a special police permission.
What?
All foreigners, because Maharishi and Bal Yogi and all of their disciples have created such a disturbance. They bring this marijuana, they bring liquor, someone's caught with big guns, all kinds of disturbance, walking with no clothes in public, this and that. So many disturbance.
What?
In Rishikesh, Hardwar. So they have become so upset with the foreigners that any foreigner who comes, he must get a police statement from the captain that he can come to stay in the ashram. Special permission.
Which ashram? What is that ashram?
Any ashram. Gita Bhavan, Swag, anywhere on Swag Ashram or in Rishikesh, you have to get a special permission. That Gita Bhavan, that is Paramatma Niketan, all of them, you have to get a special permission. I stayed up till 11:30 at night trying to see the police captain to get a permission to stay in the ashram. They were going to make me sleep in the street.
করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধর নিতাই চরণ দুখানি নিতাই পাদ কমল কোটি জন্মে সুশীতল নিতাই পাদ কমল কোটি শীতল ये छाए जगत जुदाए ये छाए जगत जुदाए एनोनी तैरिले भाई राधा कृष्ण पैत नहीं वीर करी घर नीताय आए नीताई बिने भाई राधा कृष्ण पैत नहीं वीर करी घर नीताय आए Nitai Pada Koti Nitai Pada Koti Nitai Charana Sattam Nahara Sevaka Nityam Nitai Charana Satya Nahara Sevaka Nityam Nitai Pada Sada Karaya Manare Nitai Pada Sada Karaya Narattama Vara Dukhi Nitai Mare Kara Sukhi Narattama Vara Dukhi Nitai Mare Kara Sukhi Narattama Vara Dukhi Nitai Mare Kara Sukhi Sammanna nahi jai Vritha janma ganata Jai pasu Vara durachar Nitai na bolila mukhe Madhila samsara sukhe Nitai na bolila mukhe Madhila samsara sukhe Vidya kule Gita Vidya kule Kikari Nitai Pada Komana Koti Tanna Sisi Nitai Pada Komana Koti Tanna Sisi Ye Thamae Jagat Rae Ye Thamae Jagat Nitai Mile Bhai Radha Krishna Paitanai Vira Kari Dhara Nitai Nitai Mile Bhai Radha Krishna Paitanai Vira Kari Dhara Nitai Pada Amala
Would you be so kind to say to us something about your movement which is spread in the world?
Our movement is that is first class religious system which teaches how to love God. This is the sum and substance of our movement. There is a Sanskrit statement in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sabai Pumsang Paro Dharma Jato Bhakti Adhokhaje Ahituki Apratihata Jayatma Sampasidati. If you want to be happy, then you must take to the superior type of religious system which teaches the followers how to love God without any motive
and which is never checked by any material condition. God's name is given here as Adhokhaja. Adhokhaja means beyond experimental knowledge. God has got many names according to different situations. And one of the names for the materialistic person, Adhokhaja. Akhaja means experimental knowledge. Akha means eyes or senses, beyond sense perception. So, we cannot speculate about God, but we can understand about God from authorities. This is the conception of Bhagavad Dharma. So, the human life is especially meant for understanding God. That is the version of the Vedanta Sutra, Vedanta philosophy. The Vedanta philosophy teaches Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now this human form of body, which is above the lower grades of forms, there are 8,400,000 forms of body. The soul is transmigrating, evolution. But when we get this human form of body, our main business is to inquire about God. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now, if somebody inquires what is God, the immediate reply is, God is the source, original source of everything. Janmadasya jata. So, the human form of life is meant for understanding God, and according to our philosophy, if human body is not utilized for understanding God, then it is misuse. If we simply spoil our life like the animals, eating, sleeping, sex life and defending, then the human life is spoiled like animals. The real necessity of human life is to understand God, not only to understand God superficially, but to understand our eternal relationship with Him, and then praise on. The ultimate goal of life is to go back to home, back to Godhead. That is the ultimate goal. And if you simply try to understand God as we get it from the revealed scriptures, then after giving up this body, tapta deham, deham means this body. After this death, there are many deaths in many bodies, but after this death, tapta deham punarjanmanati, he does not enter again into the material body, in his original spiritual body. He goes back to home, back to God. So, this is some substance of a Krishna consciousness movement, and we have got many Vedic literatures about it, especially the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we have published Bhagavad Gita as it is. The publisher is Messrs. Macmillan and Company. and we are selling. It has already gone 5th edition. And each edition they have published 50,000 copies. And this is the preliminary study book to understand God. And then when one is past of this knowledge, then he can begin this Srimad Bhagavatam, which have published like this, 60 volumes, all original verses from Bhagavatam and explained. Then this is graduate study. Then after this is postgraduate studies, this Chaitanya Charitamrita. This book is in 12 volumes, and other book, Bhagavatam, 60 volumes. There are many other corollaries, just like Science of Devotion. Have you got this book? No. Nectar of Devotion. So we have already published about 24 books of this nature. So people are accepting, especially in the Western countries. Recently we have received report, some of the learned scholar professors, they have ordered all the books, they have introduced in the class, Yale University, Temple University, and they are enlisting my books in the bibliography of Indian philosophy, and they are distributing to the learned circles. Last year we have sold 4 million pieces of books in the Western countries. So you are encouraged. And these boys, young boys, they are encouraged me by joining this movement. And one priest in Boston, he issued one pamphlet that these boys are our boys. How is that? Before that they did not come to church, they did not inquire what is God. And now why they are mad after God? This was his remark. And some of the American public, they inquire from them, are you Americans? So this movement is getting ground all over the world, Krishna consciousness movement. And among the higher scholarly section also. This is some substance of our movement. Our principle is to become sinless.